Welcome back to another YouTube video, you beautiful hosers. And today I'm going to do story time mainly because the stream that I just did, the audio wasn't there. So I had people that were saying, hey, what's up? And I was trying to answer these questions, but nobody could hear me. So I kind of feel bad about that. So today we're doing story time about the time I almost got arrested. Now, this was a few years ago. By a few years ago, I mean, it's pretty much almost 5 years now. As soon as it hits April 26th, this story will have been about 5 years old. It was my 16th birthday. I was at church. They were doing a fundraiser. My brilliant idea was like, okay, well, there's not a whole lot of people around here. They have a chalkboard. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to write some stuff on the chalkboard. And I'm just going to go walking around downtown Chetwynd. Well, luckily to my surprise, nobody knew where I went. So there was a couple of people that are like, well, he was here. We have no idea where he went. And I was trucking down the side of the highway. What's up, Dice Golden? With a chalkboard that said canoe, and I think we were like trying to charge like $250 for the canoe. I think I can't exactly remember. It was a canoe. I wrote something about bread on it, and then another thing about cookies, as well as other miscellaneous stuff. I was pretty much walking with that chalkboard in front of me the entire time. And if you've ever been to Chetwynd, there's two bridges. The first one is just coming down off of a hill from, I believe, well, it was their trailer park, but it isn't anymore. But coming down from a trailer park, there is this hill that has a bridge at the very bottom of it. I just make the bottom of that bridge, and then I've been learning how to speak Thai. It's an interesting language to learn. There's a lot of languages I want to learn, but I never actually do. So I get to the bottom. I have this chalkboard with me. And to my surprise, there's a cop car that's coming down the road. What's the first thing he does? He passes me, pulls over, and he just completely stops. Meanwhile, I'm still walking. I'm like, oh, maybe something's going on at the store. He's doing a checkup or something. Or he's checking his radio or picking somebody up. I don't have a clue. Get down to the bottom. He comes right up to me, and I still know who the officer was. I'm not going to say his name, but he stops. He looks at me, and he goes, why do you have a chalkboard? And then I was like, I'm advertising a garage sale. So I'm walking around with a chalkboard. And then afterwards, he's pretty much just saying, well, I just had to make sure that you didn't steal a chalkboard. And I'm thinking in my head, why would I tell you that I stole a chalkboard? And why would I be advertising a garage sale on a stolen chalkboard? Like, walking downtown, if I did, I'd be kind of stupid to just walk downtown with a stolen chalkboard and say, hey, guess what? I stole this. Come arrest me. That's what I was thinking. Just as he turns around to get back into his car, he looks at me and then says, happy birthday. And I'm like, this is the strangest encounter I've ever had. My heart was like beating out of my chest. Because he was literally to the point, if I actually said I had stolen the chalkboard, he was literally going to arrest me. And I know they would have put me in the cells until they actually phoned the church asking if that's where I was actually coming from. And if they said yes and I was messing, they'd be like, oh, well, we got him with a stolen chalkboard. You got him with a what? That's literally what the conversation would have ended up being. But instead, I walked all the way from the church down to like A&W and then back afterwards. I can't even read that. I seen it. I can't read it. Looked like Runel, something like that. I have no idea. But I literally did that, walked all the way back, and then everybody's like, we were looking for you, and I was like, yeah, and I almost got arrested because of this. So that was great. Next time I end up meeting a police officer, it ended up being my hockey coach. That's Thai language. Okay. And he ended up doing the normal seatbelt check, and I got the dog beside me, and he looks at me and he's like, "Why do you look so scared?" And I'm looking over and I'm looking at the dog and I'm thinking, "Don't you say a word, because I know what you're thinking. You're thinking about barking or trying to bite." So that was my second encounter. Third encounter was actually here in Prince George, where a police officer thought I stole the truck. We got pulled over because they were checking to see if anybody was drinking and driving, make sure we had our seatbelts on. My dad's freaking out, and he's like, "Oh crap, I gotta hide this." So he's shotgunning a beer beside me, and then he just whips the can into the back seat. He's sitting there, and his eyes are big as saucers, and we pull up to the cop, and the cop's literally going, "Oh, you got a nice car." Or, "No, you got a nice truck. Must be a nice truck. What year is it?" And we're like, 2017. And he's like, "I want to see license and registration." So we hand it to him, hands it back, and he's going, "Does the owner know you have the vehicle?" And I looked at the cop dead in the eyes and I said, "Well, he better. He's sitting right next to me." And the cop takes a second look and my dad just goes, I was like, "Oh, God." If we're going to get arrested, now's the time. And the cop afterwards takes a minute just to process what was just happening, looks at us, and he's like, "You know what? Just have a nice day." Like that time, the cop was literally wondering what the hell I was saying, because he literally at that point thought I stole the truck. Mainly because it was a, what year was it? I think it was like a 2016 truck. Oh no, it was one of the brand new trucks that had just came out for Chevrolet. Um, I can't think what it was. It wasn't a Silverado. I, for the love of God, can't think of it. Um, but there was that. And then when I got my new car, and police officers stopped me, and I think it was just before Christmas or New Year's. Pretty sure it was Christmas, because I was coming home late that night to go back to work early in the morning for double time, as I was the only person on the entire fresh side for literally 8 hours. I had a lot done that day, but the night before, which I'm pretty sure is the night it was, I was driving back home. What was the craziest and best year of your life? Craziest year of my life, I'd have to say 2015. Not for like really good reasons, but best year of my life, I would have to say, let's see here. I think that would have actually had to be grade 11. I want to say grade 11. So that would have been 2014. Yeah, I'm going to have to say 2014 for that one. Mainly because I didn't get injured a whole lot. Not a whole lot happened that year. But I was actually happy that I was able to go and pretty much play hockey at my leisure. Whether it was drop-in or school. So we had a hockey academy there And also during that year, I explicitly remember a few things happening during the summer that were just bizarre and wacky, and I was like, you know what, this is weird. Um, oh, there was a lot of good memories back in 2014. That's pretty much all I can say. Um, Other than that, I can't think of any other thing that I can say. 2015 was definitely the craziest year for me, as my life got flipped, turned upside down. And I'm just going to take a minute and sit right here, tell you how I didn't become a Fresh Prince. The craziest year and best year of my life was way back in 1982. I will never forget. Okay, I just barely read that before the message went away, so I'm hoping that's what it said. Yep, okay, that is definitely what it said. Okay, what am I doing? No. Okay, apparently I'm scrolling through chat now. But, New Year's, it was, not New Year's. Okay, back to the other story. I got pulled over by a cop. I was wearing my Walmart vest. He literally asked me where I just came from, and I said I came from work. And this cop, I could tell, was having a really bad day. So he looked at me and he goes, "What do you mean you came from work?" And I went, "Well, I just finished my shift. I'm going home." He's like, "I want to see your license." Showed him my license. And he's like, "Where do you work?" So my smart personality just went like this, so that he could read Walmart. It wasn't a very smart idea, but that's literally what I ended up doing. Afterwards, he just looked at me, handed me back my license, was like, "Have a good night, leave." I was like, yep, that's the first thing I'm doing is leaving. Also, the other craziest year of my life was 2001. 2001, I would have been 4. So I definitely can't say a whole lot about that year. I barely even remember any of the music from the 2000s. Most of the music I was listening to then was from the 1990s. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would have been 1990s music, because 2000s music is just when we started making the run from dance music to techno to... what was the other thing? From dance to techno to dubstep to electronic. Actually, no, electronic was prior to that. Electric, house music, and party and dance were all in the 90s. Then everything else started coming afterwards. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. 90% sure. At least if I'm thinking of it correctly, that's the way it would have been. Yeah, there was that, and then there was also the time where my hockey team threw me under the bus and tried getting me arrested by her coach. That was interesting. Then I ended up having to have a conversation with her starting goalie, and it literally went from there to Alex and I just staring at each other and going, were you offended by that? And then us both saying, well, no. And then going, well, somebody is. They're apparently pissed off that we're bantering back and forth between each other. As Alex and I had, call it what you will, I'll just say pretty much comedic personalities. So whenever we finish a game and we lost or whatever, we go, "Oh, well, you suck. You're the reason why we lost." And we do this every game. But apparently, since I was bigger and older than him, somebody got pissed that I said that about Alex. So that came back to me. And then I'm thinking, well, Alex has said a hell of a lot worse to me. Because if you're beaking off during hockey, that's one thing. Alex and I would do that all the time jokingly. We had a conversation afterwards and we're like, yeah, we were just joking with each other. And I was like, well, our coach doesn't see it that way. So, there's a lot of times where I've almost been arrested. Not all of them are because I got pulled over. But as far as being mixed in the wrong crowd, not really. I mean, I was at that one party that did go wrong the one day. It was the high school party, I believe. I can't remember which year it was, but it was the dance party at the school. And then there was something about a cougar warning. So the police started going there, and then they found a kid just literally petting a wild animal. So they ended up grabbing him or her. I can't remember exactly who it was, but they grabbed them, arrested them, took them to their parents, and then went from there. Yeah, a lot of interesting adventures in my high school years. So I would definitely have to say 2014 would have been the best. But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic 2018. And if you're not, I hope it gets better for you sooner rather than later. Peace out, and I will see you all in the next video.